Well, I think we would all agree that compliance gets a bit of a bad name, right? In that a lot of times they sort of do a standard to a lowest common denominator, right? But CMMC will be a bit different than that, in that there's 5 different maturity levels and 5 different, more stringent levels of security that you'd have to have. So in this case, right, not only is it different because it's not a lowest common denominator, they actually want you to become more mature, more proactive in your security, and of course, if you don't, you no longer get to be a supplier to the DoD. So those are big different things from compliance. Well, this is so there's like maybe a conservative estimate, 300,000 suppliers and subcontractors to the Department of Defense. And again, the Department of Defense has had standards. They've said you need to be NIST 800 compliant. This has now got more punch to it in that they also require an outside party to certify you to this new standard, which is probably NIST 800 to maybe a level 3 level, but then 4 and 5 is more of that Carnegie Mellon maturity, be more proactive, demonstrate evidence that your security program is getting better, right? So that is nothing like we've seen before. We've seen standards and fines, but we've never seen you have to be at the standard or you can no longer supply us, right? And in fact, it's not even until you get compliant, but you just sort of go to the back of the line, right? So there'll be a really compelling event for those suppliers to get CMMC certified. Trustwave's approach to CMMC compliance. So compliance is not a strange concept to Trustwave. We've been in the compliance business for the last 20 years. But I think we want to help customers understand what they need to do and what it means to be compliant at the various levels 1 through 5 of CMMC. So if a customer needs to be compliant at a level 5, what does that mean? Help them do a gap assessment, help them do what does the roadmap look like, and the roadmap's got a timeline on it, which is unusual, right? So we'll help them with how you get where you are at and how you get there, because customers want to be able to pass this test before they actually do the real audit. And then from a remediation standpoint, we're very well positioned to offer lots of not just testing and professional services, consulting services, but leading managed security services, managed detection response. A couple of things that some customers that are going under CMMC compliance have already purchased from Trustwave are things like database protection. No longer going to be good enough to sort of pick your scanning product and it's got a few checks for database, so I'm okay with that. No, you've got to really secure your database. And then the MDR service that we have, and ours is a little bit different in that not only does it sort of react to what the EDR technology is doing and we investigate, but we also proactively look through the assets sort of on a continuous basis for advanced persistent threats, which is a major tenet of CMMC 4 and 5.